Cyberattacks are constantly emerging, and now more than ever, threaten to cause disruption and downtime in data centers. Cybercriminals can breach the security of the cloud provider's servers and access sensitive data stored on these servers when the security measures are inadequate, such as misconfiguration, inadequate access controls. The utilization of Internet of Things (IoT) devices, public cloud services, and other technology current trends increase the risk of distributed denial of service and ransomware attacks on data center networks. The interconnection of devices and systems expands the attack surface and unfolds new attack vectors, potentially exposing more vulnerabilities for cybercriminals to exploit. Major effects of cyber attack incidents are machinery breakdown, business interruption, contingent business interruption, bodily injury, and third-party property damage, loss of profits, bankruptcy, leading to shareholder claims. Consequently, from an insurance perspective, a cyber attack can impact a variety of insurance lines of business. Apart from cyber risk insurance, it affects insurance of property damage and business interruption, contingent business interruption, workers' compensation, and employers' liability, general product liability, including pollution, directors and officers' insurance. So what tools can organizations use to evaluate cyber risk impacts? Adequate assessment of cyber risk is one of the major challenges for most companies. Scenario analysis, stress testing, and reverse stress testing have become an important element in risk management and measurement, and the methods used have evolved rapidly over the past few years and emerged as common responses to the problems of limited data and unreliable trends. Organizations can use scenario analysis and stress testing to evaluate their exposure to high-severity events, to test their resilience, to obtain foresight perspectives, and to strengthen the control environment. When scenario analysis and stress testing is implemented effectively, these tools can shed light on uncertainty and help organizations to prepare for and proactively respond to cyber risk events. As an example of scenario analysis, the following scenario can be considered: business interruption due to denial of service attack and penetration of data center's cooling system. Cyber attackers aim to weaponize heat, which is emerging due to climate change, and exfiltrate data from data centers by attacking cooling systems. As an example, in 2018, a data center in Atlanta in Georgia was hit with a cyber attack that led to the shutdown of several city services, including the municipal court, the police department, and the airport. Cyber attackers used a variant of ransomware designed to encrypt data on every available server, and also penetrated the data center's cooling system, causing temperatures to rise above 100 degrees and damaging the server and related equipment. Cyber attackers demanded a $51,000 Bitcoin ransom to unlock servers and release their cooling system control. Another example is an Iranian data center, which was the victim of a cyber attack in 2019 that disrupted its power supply and cooling systems, causing servers and supporting systems to overheat quickly. In July 2022, a data center in Singapore was attacked, disrupting several government agencies, banks, and media outlets' online servers. Attackers exploited a firewall vulnerability, causing servers to malfunction due to overheating. In order to proactively respond to such cyber risks, the following key elements in the scenario analysis are proposed for consideration. Although this scenario analysis is based on the insurance company's activity, it can be implemented within any organization and industry. Engagement with subject matter experts within organizations to determine potential risks and losses. Different levels of severity of losses. For example, the most severe duration of attack deemed plausible would be 2 to 3 days, leading to around 7 days to return systems to fully operational. A more limited loss could be imagined if the attack were to last for 12 or 24 hours instead. 2. Recognition that business process impact at an insurance company is likely smaller than a bank or trading business, as fewer time-sensitive processes are involved, much more limited trading, no issue of access to cash in ATMs. Depending on the type of industry business process, the impact from cyber attack will also vary. 3. Availability of call centers during a data center outage would be key, particularly in terms of managing the reputational risk vis-à-vis customers and third parties. An outage of the data center could impact non-business processes too, such as meeting deadlines for the submission of annual accounts. 4. The level of insurance available should be also investigated in terms of coverage for both physical assets and against business disruption due to cyber attacks. 5. Correlation of cyber attack with other type of risks and macroeconomic conditions. For example, natural catastrophe element would be more likely to stem from increased insurance claims to process from the area of the affected data center. At the very time, the ability to process them is severely hampered. Cyber attacks could have correlations if a difficult economic climate or geopolitical risks made these attacks more frequent, for example, Ukraine or Gaza. The important component is understanding the country-level exposure to systemic cyber risk. Quantification of financial losses includes the following major components. 1. Losses from damage to the data centers and costs of operations recovery and relocation, if required. 2. Business interruption, impact on businesses of inability to use programs, applications. 3. Key vendor failure, in case the denial of service attack is industry-wide. What assumptions are made about backup systems and countermeasures at third parties? 4. Insurance coverage payment, if any, has to be subtracted. Impact would consider business implications of disruptions not necessarily covered by insurance. For example, what would the financial impact of not being able to access data for a certain time frame? The current example of data center outage scenario analysis has been looked at in the context of disaster recovery following a cyber attack incident. However, it can be also quantified in terms of how financial losses might impact the capital position of an organization. There are other implications of cyber attack to be considered, such as payroll systems that could be targeted. Misinformation could be placed in systems without detection for months or years. Reputational risk associated with cyber attack could be very significant. Classified data could be leaked, confidential data made public.